All right, Star Wars Battlefront 2. This is my review on that fantastically gorgeous looking game. Now, first and foremost, microtransactions is something in the gaming community that's really getting on a lot of our nerves and pissing us the hell off. Now, if you know who Angry Joe is on YouTube, go over to his page and watch it's probably the first 11 minutes of his video, his review of Battlefront 2, and you can get a lot of how we feel, I think a lot of gamers feel about microtransactions in games. So go over to his page. I might put a link to his video down below. But Angry Joe is Angry Joe. He reviews movies, video games, everything, but he breaks it down. He breaks down a lot of things in video games. He's very critical, but at the same time, he does note all the good things that you will see in these games. He breaks it down really good. Anyway, my overall impression of this game, not going to get too deep. This is a quick review. The game is gorgeous. It's got some of the best graphics I've ever seen, especially in a shooter. Now, you can go first-person mode or third-person. I prefer third-person, but first-person works just fine for me, too. And it has a campaign this time around. I remember when I was younger, and they had a Battlefront game for PlayStation 2, Battlefront 2, and then they had those games came out again for PlayStation 3. I was like, what the hell is going on? I already played Battlefront and Battlefront 2. How we got a new Battlefront and Battlefront 2? It confused me, but I get it. It's like Battlefront games for each system, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I didn't play the last Battlefront game. I didn't play it. My nephew played it, and he really enjoyed it. He said it was a lot of problems. Actually, I played a little bit of it. I did play a little bit of it. But people were asking if we could get a campaign mode for the Battlefront games, for the next one. And we get that one in this one. And not just do we get a campaign mode, but the story in it of this chick named Aiden. She is Empire. She works for the Empire. She's a special elite soldier for the Empire. But her story and everything that happens in the campaign mode is canon, a part of the new Star Wars canon ever since Episode 7 came out. And it was pretty cool, I have to say. I enjoyed it a lot. But just like a lot of other people, I think the campaign was only about 4, maybe 5 hours long, which is kind of short. So if you play through it again, you're going to remember everything. It's too fresh. It's not long enough. I mean, if they gave us a 10-hour campaign mode, I think that would have been just good enough. Just good enough. But it's only about 5 hours long. But in that 5 hours, you do get to play as a lot of classic characters. You get to play as a new chick, Aiden, who eventually turns, well, I don't want to give any spoilers, but you only work for the Empire for a little bit of the game, like the first 3 missions. It's kind of like, dang, that was fun. And there's a lot of people out there that enjoy being the bad guys, especially in the Star Wars universe. But anyway, you get to play as Lando Calrissian, which I really enjoyed. Han Solo, you meet Maz, the little old-looking, old lady type of alien chick who had the glasses, the big, thick bifocals, in Force Awakens. You meet her, you at her bar, and then something goes down. You're Han Solo, he has a beard and everything. But you get to play as Han Solo, Lando, Leia, Luke. You get to play as Luke, and even Kylo Ren at one point. So it's pretty fun. I have to say it's pretty fun. And one of the things I liked about the campaign is the dialogue. The conversations that happen in this game, no matter what character you're playing with, they're making references to stuff that happened in the Star Wars universe. They're making references to things that they know about these characters, some classic characters that we know. And the characters you're playing, like Lando Calrissian, I like some of the stuff that he says. It's pretty cool. And everybody has these 3 different moves that they can perform, besides just blasting people with different types of blasters that you can pick up. But it's cool. Like Lando has this scoundrel shot or something like that. He can tag 5 people and he gives 5 shots that hit them and knocks them down completely. It's pretty fun. The campaign mode is pretty fun. But like I said, I gotta mention this: the graphics in this game are beautiful. Not just in the campaign, even when you're playing multiplayer, the graphics are phenomenal. Just walking around inside of one of the Galactic Republic ships, or with the Rebel Alliance when you're with them, and seeing everything, it's just so it brings you into the Star Wars universe. It feels like you're there. Now, in the multiplayer, which is the majority of this game, it's fine. It's fine. I would say it's above average. It's not too average and plain to the point where you say this is trash, but it's fine. It's pretty much shoot 'em up, bang bang type of game. The thing is, it depends on what mode you're playing. Like they have a heroes versus villains, and you can pick 4 heroes, and there's a team of 4 villains. Now these villains and heroes can be people with blasters, jetpacks, or it can be and bombs and whatever, or it can be a force user who uses lightsabers, or somebody like Palpatine who uses force lightning and other moves and force push or whatever. That's really fun for a while, but then I think the majority of fun that I've had was in the space battles. They have a galactic. They have so many different modes, but there's some vehicles you can get in and use. But it's more so just the space battles. Everything from the A-Wings to TIE fighters, TIE interceptors, TIE bombers, to the Y-Wings, to the X-Wings. That is fun. It's about 40 players on screen at once, 20, and some are players and some are just, computer controlled, like bots, I think they call. And it's fun. You got galactic ships that are in on the battle and they're doing stuff. They're firing on ships and stuff like that. And you have to take down, it gives you multiple missions. It's not just take down the other TIE fighters or take down the X-Wings. It's take down some of these X-Wings, take down some of these TIE fighters or these bombers, then attack this galactic ship, then attack the satellite arrays or whatever, or blow up these fuel cells, and then protect some, you got to protect or escort other ships or vehicles. And that's fun. It's really fun. It's a lot of fun. And it gets addicting after a while. I really enjoy it. And my nephew told me the flying in this is way better than the first Battlefront. So that's always a plus. I couldn't judge that myself. But I think the problem with this game is it's not a lot of variety. It seems like there is, but it really isn't. And what I mean is upgrade, crafting, things like this. There was an issue where Disney was like, how dare you people try to make them buy all this stuff through these microtransactions? No, cut that out. Give them the full game. Let them be able to use stuff that's already in the game. But I think people were doing, they were analyzing how long it would take to get all the unlockables in this game. And it is a ridiculous amount of hours. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like, how I gotta play this game for like almost 7 months every day for 2 hours in order just to unlock almost everything in the game. And that seems like a lot. Now, I'm not saying everything should be available right away, but this isn't an RPG. I shouldn't have to grind for months just to get like one item. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. But there is some variety in the different types of stormtroopers you can get and rebel soldiers. But that's about it. You got that, and it's either somebody who's heavy type of weapons, quick firing type of weapons, jetpacks or stuff like that. It's very fun. If you're a Star Wars fan like I am, you're going to enjoy these games. You really are. Just being immersed in the universe, being Stormtrooper, Rebel Alliance members, or classic characters, Jedi, Sith, it's very fun. And the space battles are great. I like the controls. The A-Wing is fast, just like I remember from the Rogue Squadron games. It's very fun. I couldn't ask for anything. Well, I could ask for a lot more, but the space battles are very fun. But I wish the campaign was a little longer. I really do. I want to play through it again. I'm gonna give myself some time because I pretty much remember everything I did in those 4.5 hours. But it's fun enough. There are some moments in the campaign that are just great and almost mind-blowing just to know that you experienced this in a game. I think Battlefront games are good, and since the majority of the gameplay focuses on multiplayer, I think we need a new Star Wars game that's just straight up campaign. Or if it's going to be tied into the movies and games and it's not going to be something like Old Republic, just a classic mode where we get to play a lot of classic scenarios like events that happen in A New Hope, the first Star Wars movies, Empire Strike Back, Return of the Jedi, and the prequels. I didn't see a lot of prequel material in this game, like stuff from like the Clone Wars or Episode 1. I didn't see a lot of that in multiplayer. I still got to play through. I didn't play everything in multiplayer enough times. I just wanted to sample the whole game and play everything. But I just have to say I have a lot of fun with this game because if you're a Star Wars fan, play the game. You should enjoy it. I know a lot of people didn't want to play because of the loot boxes and microtransactions. It can ruin it for us in the game. But I say just check it out anyway. It's sad that we can't get everything with the $60 that you pay for a game. You have to pay more money to get other things out. I hate it myself. That's why I'm not big on buying anything. Almost anytime I get a game, I never hit the store up. I never spend any money on microtransactions at all. I don't care about those extra outfits and weapons. I play the game the way the game was designed. But I would have to give this game probably a 7 out of 10. maybe even a 6, because they could have made a lot of improvements, although I'm having fun with it, but that's based upon me just being a huge mega Star Wars fan. I mean, besides Marvel Comics universe, anything related to that material, Star Wars is like number 2 to me, and is like, in entertainment, that's one of the biggest things to me, and I enjoy it a lot. I would like a game, a bigger campaign type of game. In the Star Wars universe, it's nothing like it, having that story in there and everything like that. Some missions in the campaign start off on ground, then you get in vehicles and you fly around, you blow stuff up, then you get inside the spaceship, the galactic ships, or on ground or on foot assault. The AI in this game, your helpers, aren't really too much help at all. They always lag. They always were far behind me and stuff like that. And for things like this, that's why I gotta say this game gets a 7 out of 10. It had a lot of room for improvement, but I enjoyed it so much. If I wasn't such a hardcore fan of Star Wars material, probably would give it 6 out of 10. But because I am, 7 out of 10. I say it's worth playing just to check it out. I mean, some other people might like it more than others. I really can't wait for the next Star Wars game, because it's just so fun, especially the graphics in this game is beautiful. And just off of that, I say give the game 2 hours just to see how good the graphics are, especially if you're into Star Wars material. Anyway, I went on long enough. I didn't mean to go on this long, but that's my review for Battlefront 2. It's very fun. A new character, Iden. I'm wondering how she's going to tie into the canon going on forward, because this really takes place like almost immediately after Return of the Jedi. So the Battle of Jakku, you get to see what happened there, the planet that Rey was on in Force Awakens. You get to see how all that took place, and it was very fun. That was a pretty long mission, to be honest with you, and I enjoyed it a lot. And I want to see that character again, see how she ties in. I know she's going to be in some books probably and everything like that. And the actress who plays her, I'm a big fan of hers. Gorgeous woman by the name of Janina. Can't wait to see more Star Wars material and Star Wars game. Matter of fact, I'm going to play it right now again. See you next time.